Sami Elmenchen, Awudu so Elmenchen. Abusia, Afishapa.
Frempong meche yo.
Na bibia bako de.
Na me adum kakaka.
Afisha se omo mo de mekanya me down muka. Sami o de meka. So we are aware.
Me aware, papa.
Okay,
I am one say who put me on the spot.
Oh yes, me down meka.
Okay.
Awudu de meka. Oh yeah, aware so de meka.
Me aware.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm fat. Chuma min tribia ma. Awudu
so ni so or yeah, problem beba.
Because I was expecting more than he offered.
So ni say I had it. And you can come to the meka.
Na idea
and I find say obi men so de meka. David Tamakulu so
when you are guilty Oko court na say only pay face say we are guilty. You plead guilty and pray for leniency. So my court no as I'm no court long na eba you we sentence here different from when you plead guilty.
Kasapama
asama waka yin na mema more time.
Kasapama ba ti kasap the okani na ne say kasapama ba to. Enwa bi e koso o man mu ni na kasapa wetin ma ba to.
Amen. Sami
the bibia kasapa. Bibia kasapa. Say the oni ni pa kasapa. Say the oni ni pa share on kasapa. No, e bi wo ha. Look. Now the bedroom.
You bedroom. Anyway, yan shall say. Sami apart from the issues at table debt exchange program and home corner, is there any other issue on your mind that person when you are sending a message, some me so can message you say me nyam na me kan. And yes sir, obi beka say me no but you can message you live on air. Can message you live on air. Can message you.
What's it what they mean to me?
From Awudu beka.
Me na.
What's he saying?
The last one.
I'm say kind.
Oh. I natural way, my mission, you know. Hey, Andy dear, was say papa. Now, dear, now, where
are some of us?
The large bottles, Ben. As who shall large bottles.
This investigator.
Some bottles, Ben.
The here no man kind.
Andy.
And the editor of the informant newspaper say, "Or can I say, go are you? You devil."
Oh,
you, Matthew.
Andy.
Sami, 2 minutes. An issue that you feel Ghana should be discussing. Yen can 2 minutes.
I think. Thank you for this opportunity. Menya ye Kaswa ambassador idea. Kaswa nsem de bet na hana many opportunity bia.
Kaswa ehun
hia pa. I say me try because Kaswa say. Unia krone ebie papa. Krone ebie in terms of investment, infrastructure, a war horse here. It is just like any other place. But Ekwanya, the main Ekwanya, a lady, sa first light to Winneba Road. Here, ye told Butia, your home high kakray. Still, traffic assembly no end to me on my phone because potholes. Manholes are ubetum. Answer na wedru no. There be a slow. The pace no ye driving no. Udru utra dakuman. Ubetobim. Odoko di nanse traffic like nasia nansia na me say omo di bibi
complaining
and no matter task kakra.
Ukọ wanima eto asukọ. Na wo ye do baby a toll booth na ye hu the fate of sa infrastructure na e wo ho na eye eno de enye kra na say mining track bi ebe bubu a portion of it ema ye omuka say company na eye responsible for sa de no omaba be siesie nti wo hwe toll booth na it's an eyesore hwe baby achia ebi
poses a threat.
And it is a threat. Ye twen ama BBSC ama nebu abo nipa dasani ne abetna na set up a committee. Ese ye behwehwe de ma tobuti call from. Meanwhile, ye ni na ye nitua. Ese it is just a disaster waiting to happen. Inti mesre those in charge because sa decision to take away the toll near but it was just whimsical. Emma the arguments be by say ene ye ba be ye Oh, of course, it was whimsical. I mean, Minister Tiabuchina, Onoangasa, Ama directive say you need to butem. Na Speaker of Parliament, Akasi Onisa to me, or they take such a decision. Osha away ne papa muno. And so easy the burden because unia sami obesa lines udu ana wakutua 1 cedi. And I am just praying say there would be a much better way of doing things. Omo kase say be call electronic and I say but nini na ain't easy the burden of traffic. Say yentimi ampa chisa say ne minu awudu ekan manhole. And I would urge him say all adding the voice because say kaswan say nsem no oka hu bi papa oka hu bi papa nti me bay say anka ubetimi save a lot of time in traffic.
Yeah.
But because of these potholes can you do hobia as I say onya abotre kakra answer ya fam eya na wodwen won say your problems as on mine ye nimo nanso me nim ye bibia hye skasem nti me bompa say sa banya kakra onkai sa kaswa no enye kaswa pe omo free Côte d'Ivoire be fa ho omo Cape Coast Takrade. It's a very busy road and look at all the mining companies up there. We share tracks, mining tracks here. Omo nam ye kwan su sa. I think the government should pay attention to some of these things. Na yen hwe na ya kwan so entimi enna so anka edu be bi kwa na mintimi mba show yi because me simu se me ba.
Yeah.
Me ba be dru beye odoko anase Malam Junction na maka. Ujina wa na mu sa na gauge no airdrop sa. Enti airdrop ya quickly na say ope baby na auto 50 bi sign a top up. What you say? Enti na me di traffic mu sa metina na show no kra ya ende. Enti eminim say nkofo amanfo be brave. Even commercial drivers cry suffer because to top auto see money na say the next morning no kwa buso kan kwhwe oka ho nsensem nti mesre se bibi wo ho a enmenimi ombetimi ahwe ayama yekwan yi so etimi aye ye kakra ma ye ma yafa so akof abantema anka ebeye me de pa nti samem se medals for this opportunity.
All right, I'll do 2 minutes.
Asam okan nyina because I also have an interest in being a stretch of road. Me mameti ho, Kaswa, mameti Kaswa. They go there almost every weekend. They may first experience or narrative a course is something I'll be experiencing. Now, may I Sammy, we've been talking about these manholes. I'll add another one. Achimota, a former Peace FM, a honomo. Overhead never hono. Kwano, I say it's how small road I bet you my patch within minutes, and my traffic general power free. Every new plan.
Okay.
From new plan to that area, traffic to meet general power because of so small, cars bet car it's all slow, slow down. Some 30 seconds be. You see, manholes. Why can't we patch these manholes? Now, urban roads are cars and toma or mono. I say, what do they do with those cars? Don't they go around to see say here patching? Anyway, Sammy, na mentanka me stories same. Now, me story the custodian story be about MMDCs your misbehaving.
Okay.
MMDCs be a omo pese omo ha MPs. MPs or more parliament or more jumano. There are some MMDCs are on peto or mutuomo until they are campaigning working against the MPs. And they're no and unity map so because of that some of the MPs are threatening say ombe parliament already how to get numbers in parliament for MPP cry a problem. Also MMC is yama mojuma mo you want to become MPs. So more how more until as a minister of local government, any MPP party no more something like this. A similar thing happened around 2018. The same thing and a party in the issue guidelines and say we are MMDC or DC and your friend saying DC or Sammy, and I'm not paying. We are district chief executive, and metropolitan chief executive, and mayor. O person who contest a sitting MPR. Is there we are there? Or resign 3 years before what you imagine. I don't know. New guidelines, they will be going into their primaries. Or new guidelines in Yambai. I don't know how this new one will be. But near my course, apart from where MMDCs can boldly come out and campaign and stand here, often constituencies. Or hono MPB and and if you are an MDC not so person, that is a different matter. But MPs are more or parliament, not MD, the chief executive or no what the constituency or say MP no or your campaign tiano. I don't think it's a good thing for. So the party and the Minnesota local government should look at it.
All right, Awudu, you say when we more shall say that National Cathedral once and Semido shall say. Only we master say yam.
Oh,
you're trying to manage time so that we can deal with the two issues because they are all very, very sensitive issues. You know, you manage time now. About 8. You shall say.
Me, on 7 start here, me chair idea for ne for. Me chair because many away issue not the buyer no casual sem na very critical anti my team and yeah na me jumping in and I've not so. Mami chair for na for anopai. Issue are there here on board the National Cathedral. The National Cathedral specifically on Reverend Kusibuating because no idea as a way in Ambaye. As for cathedral matters of cathedral, we'll go on and go on and see whether there's value for money, whether government should use resources to finance it and all that. It will go on, but OBI allegations against somebody, and on a issue, or topical issue. So I want to look at the way Troy in first place. So you give me some time to read and also look at issues now where you see MP for North Tongue, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Okay.
Now this is what he wrote. Also painstaking.
My date in the insurance
date
okay,
near
right. You don't worry.
But this is it is on the Facebook way. Okay. On the Facebook I think this is a beginning of also painstaking and diligent parliamentary oversight with the gracious guidance of omnipotent has led to what can only be akin to Tsar Bomba findings. Blatant corruption, conflict of interest, self-dealing, and grand fraud have never been this majestic. It couldn't have ever occurred to us that conduct of an exalted man of God during the sacred construction of the Lord's temple will leave an entire nation utterly dumbfounded. You will recall that in my earlier expose of the scandalous 2.6 million cash transfer from Cathedral to the JNS Talent Center Limited, I pointed out that incorporation documents reveal that 3 directors of Talent Center Limited are Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, and Komana Edujefi. I also later revealed that Reverend Johannes Eshen is a branch pastor of National Cathedral Executive Council member, director, Reverend Kusi Boating's Power Chapel Worldwide. Hitherto, the 3rd director, Mr. Edujefi, has remained a mystery figure. I am now able to reveal true identity of these mystery directors of GNS, Mr. Edujefi. Definitely, the code has finally been cracked, and it shocks to the marrow. Unimpeachable and incontrovertible evidence confirms that Mr. Kwame Edujefi is a famous Reverend Kusi Boating, who still serves as a National Cathedral Board as an executive council member, director. For the avoidance of doubt, there is no distinct Kwabena Edujefi. Kwabena Edujefi is a criminal creation. Emphasis. For the avoidance of doubt, there is no distinct Kwabena Edujefi. Kwabena Edujefi is a criminal creation of Reverend Kusi Boating. The two are therefore one and the same. I mean, Paul Hannah, look at this. How can two names become criminal creation? Two names on the face of it. Me and me tonight. I have two names. I have two names. I have sworn affidavit on one. I actually have two dates of birth. Me, I have sworn affidavit on them.
You have two dates of birth?
Yes, because first date of birth was a mistake. So when I got the actual one, I sworn affidavit says, meanwhile, my documents are bearing the name, bearing the date of birth of the old one. Date of birth. I have documents. So I've sworn affidavit, my swear affidavit, says, my new date of birth, any my name, you see, all documents relating to are still valid. Metro actually. Because university me call here the year school I me call now old and I me what that date of birth. But later me home actual date of birth, which is far more than 5 years, in fact 5 years older. So I have to swear an affidavit. So who me din me wajin Awudu Mahama. Me wajin Awudu Mahama wanwala. If you see these two things have sworn affidavit, how does that become criminal creation? On the face of it. Oh, say, if you have a case, the person, you may have a point at a certain stage, but the way you criminalize issues, it says, motive be out there, and not to get to the root of the canvassing.
After swearing the affidavit now?
Yes.
Do you still go on using the old date of birth?
In fact, I have not used the new date of birth for anything.
Okay.
The old date of birth is still there.
Okay.
All my documents bear the old date of birth. This is something I'm planning. Say, I may have to switch from the old one to new one. But if tomorrow I switch to the new one, how do you describe that as criminal? How? If I swear affidavit, everything gazetted, how does that become criminal? Now let's come to a passport now, Papa no one. If you look at driver's license, that bears the name of Reverend Kusi Boatin. That is that. If you check the dates of the passport. I think it's around 2010.
The date for?
That which bears the 1971 date of birth.
Yeah, date of issuance was 2010.
2010.
2010, yes.
Okay. Now, you look at the new passport, passports, without exception, including the diplomatic passport, what name is there and what date of birth is there?
Kwabena Dujemfi. The date of birth is 30th December 1969.
So you realize that he changed the name. The name actually has two names. He has two. The name I'm hearing say Edu Kusino ya ne Papa Din. I don't know. No, one of them is the father's name.
Okay.
And the other, so it's one junior. There is a junior in one. So if you look at Edu Jemfina or Yusunu, in fact, it's the first one named as the passport. That's the Kusi. That one bears the Kusi, the driver's license.
Yes, so the driver's license bears the
Kusi.
Yes.
So if you look at Edu Jemfina or Yusu, and throughout all the passports he has acquired, you check all the passports, they all he used Edu Jemfi, and they consistent 30th December 1969.
Okay.
So where is the variation? If you look at a black white statement, you would think that the man has consistently changed his passport with different names.
I think that the reference to the 2010
yes
that you just made.
Yes.
If you look at the passport, the one which is to expire in 2026.
Yes.
Okay. Now this passport, I believe, was issued in 2021, and so if he has done a change.
No, what is the name on that passport?
Adujemfi.
So all his passport look like at the previous one. Check the previous one.
So who is who?
He's
for your
check
for your driver's license.
Which one is acquired first?
no, Mebao, for your driver's license, you say you are called Kusi Boateng.
Yes, Victor.
This is supposed to be a biometric.
Which one?
The driver's license.
There was no biometric then.
It wasn't.
2010, there was no biometric.
Okay, all right. But regardless.
There was no biometric.
Regardless.
Yes.
So your official name
yes.
you use
yes.
is Edu Jemfi. And that's what you have used to acquire this passport, which is expiring in 2026.
Yes.
Meboa.
Yes.
So then why do you go and procure a driver's license?
Which year?
Kusi Boateng.
Which year?
But you just told me that.
Yeah, this one is later.
Which one is
you
later?
You are not getting it. The driver's license is first. Oh.
No.
Check the date. What is
the first passport.
I've not seen any second driver's license Kusi. I've not seen any unless you have give it to me.
You've not seen any driver's license.
Check the driver's license.
Republic of Ghana.
Which year?
Driver's license. Kusi Boateng. Date of birth. 0971.
Yes.
And then
date
it
of
says date of issue.
Yes.
That's 2010.
Yes. Is there any other this thing?
No, there isn't.
But you look at the. That's why I've told you that the man has moved from Kusi to Edu Jemfi, and all this thing. You look at his subsequent passports in India. The first passport, the diplomatic. Look at the date of birth. Check all, and see what is there. They've all been consistent. 30th December 1969. Check all. That's why I gave my example.
Yes. So it is
the
rather.
The driver's license was acquired first in 2010. In the subsequent ones, he moved from Kusi to Edu Jemfi with the passport. Okay. If you look at the Edu Jemfi, they all been, so we have not asked the man whether he has sworn affidavit, whether we have not.
So I'm getting you. So
yes.
The first document we should be looking at is the driver's license.
Yes.
Because that was procured first.
That's what procured first.
Then let's
and
say
that was
that
2010.
So let's say that he went to do an affidavit.
Yes.
And then he changed from a year to
Edu Jemfi. Yes.
Now the Edu Jemfi, the very first passport was in 2014.
Yes.
Now, so you have changed your name from Kusi Boateng to Edu Jemfi.
And the Edu Jemfi has been okay.
So then you're registering a cathedral.
Yes.
The obvious would be that since you have changed your name from Kusi Boateng to Edu Jemfi,
yes,
you register the cathedral
in the new name
with Edu Jemfi.
Yes.
Is it Edu Jemfi that is
that is something he will have to answer. Why he's still using the old name for the cathedral? Because my understanding that there are even some companies that still use the old name. Yeah, he has many companies.
That's where it's even more baffling.
Yes.
That a man who has let's work with the assumption
that you are impugning criminality. This is a church, a cathedral that is being built. Are we saying the man has an interest that accrued to him by way of income and all that?
You see,
and it is a cathedral.
You see, how
no, we will be asking.
your arguments.
Yes.
And I'm working with you.
Yes, you do.
You walk.
Yes,
I'll follow.
Yes.
So, your argument, your position you are espousing this morning, no. And Papa no, yemfane say, for ne yanante.
Yes.
Of course, you affidavit.
Yes.
I change the name from.
We don't know. Yemfane sir.
We don't know.
Yes.
Ama you see a friend Edu Jemfi.
Yes.
And then an important national project like the National Cathedral is coming on stream.
Yes.
You see, you perceive a register.
Yes.
Who as one of the trustees or directors of the entity.
Yes.
And then bring an identification.
Yes.
You have a passport.
Yes.
And then you go and bring a driver's license which bears Kusi Boateng.
Yes.
Which you have thrown away by
don't say that he has used driver's license. He has used a name, not driver's license.
No,
what
but
is driver's license?
So far, the only document we have which bears Kusi Boateng is the driver's license.
Yes, but that's his name. It's also his name.
Fair enough. So then you have gone to swear an affidavit. So what's the Saudin?
That is
you don't want to be called Samir Shene. You don't want to be called Samir Shene again.
I cannot answer for him.
But you want to be called Awudu Mahama.
And
then there's a project that is coming on stream. They say, bring your documents for us to file you. Yes. And then you, the person who was going to change your name from Samir Shen to Awudu Mahama, goes to bring Samir Shen.
Let me move from step by step.
Let's go.
Now settled.
I'll follow you.
That it is now settled that the Jemfi has been consistent in his passport.
Yes, that's
settled.
Settled.
So there's no way I do what's it? A Blackwater statement say was a passport different. There's no way with what we have so far. That's settled. Now the Reverend will have to tell Ghanaians why
the issue about the passports has to do with 2 passports running concurrently. Check the passport numbers. One passport number is G08888001. A best education Pacho. And then another passport.
Are they the same passport?
Yeah.
Diplomacy passport.
So one is G126918.
Diplomatic passport.
And then listen. And then the final one is DX. I'll work with me. The final one is DX006845. So there are 3 different passports.
Oh, what do you mean by 3
different
passports?
Sammy, work with me. What's this passport number?
DX00.
This is
the passport number is the same.
Yes. If one passport, the one he renewed,
yes,
say AABBA, at least the diplomatic passport may have a different number because that one, it is something which the state is giving him. And that one I can have a different number. But here is the case: the first passport has a different passport number. Second one has a different passport number. So the issue is not about the name. The issue has to do with the passport numbers.
Who said it's not about the names? A Blackwater says about the name.
Name comes in. No. The name comes in. The name comes in when it comes to the driver's license. His issue is that how can you have 2 different national IDs and all of them are having different names? That's his argument, not my argument.
So I've just told you.
So you have just told me, and we are asking ourselves the simple question that. So then we are asking, how do you have changed your name?
Yes.
The board of GMA wants to make you a board member of this company. Bring us your latest information. Then you go for your old.
I said I cannot answer for. Look, let's take them step by step. The man is appearing before Shiraj. He has to answer why he has used that name. He used a name. He didn't use a driver's license. He used a name. It is the name.
About what document is it?
Oh.
What document is it?
Why are you? Don't you?
Is it not the driver's license?
Who are sure say? Are you too sure say? And the driver's license no kwana. Are you sure say no kwana?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
So why do you keep on using?
But that's the only evidence I have.
Use a name Kusi Boate, not driver's license.
No problem. Proceed.
Use a name.
Proceed.
So, and another one they say, or say, some monies were
passport numbers. We okay.
Me passport me an expert in passport. Me cry going to cry me too kind. Me passport. I got a passport expired. Me call Togo cry and I'm go a new one. So I've not even checked passport numbers. These are issues that the man will have to answer, and those who know these matters will have.
But you are answering some of them.
But the initial one, I am answering because I'm using Honorable Blackwater now about this change names in Inema, and the name I'm saying is that the man has been consistent with the name. If you are talking of passport numbers in Inema, I am not an expert in. I cannot answer.
Okay.
Because my understanding has been the name because the man was alleged say why using different names for passport. If I don't see in his write-up. My main pause for a second. My interrupt you. Why interrupt me too much?
But it's all part. I want us to.
It's good.
Yes, I'm following.
But let me go to the 2.6.
Remember about 2.6. Change. Remember about 2.6. Change. Remember about 2.6. Sami, my time kakra. Na unsusu no fabrem. Meba how do?
Mr. Osami, I may depart from and about to be passport. Okay. Before me person obe kan Bible verse bi amame.
Where
1 Corinthians 14:33.
Yeah, why is the devil?
Meba.
This man doesn't believe in the Bible. Today he's quoting the Bible.
Is that first what?
1 Corinthians 14:33. Because Bible
Peter Tiewo.
Bible no 14:33. Bible no ka ho ye di si cathedral no. Until I can't go and quote from the Quran. It's a me quote from.
For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. As in all the churches of the saints. Or say, for God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. As in all churches of the saints. Is that?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Sammy? You see, when I sorry that. Yeah. right from day one, the construction of this cathedral, I caught so many controversies. And for me, from where I sit, there be a controversy, be a betrayal, cathedral, asemi. Many papa. Look, I get excited anytime all these controversies ebe pop up. Minyati se cathedral on sem confusion be about opera na meniaje. Because the premise for this whole cathedral thing, no, it's a bizarre, a ridiculous, a absurd. Cathedral, if you say you starting say yes, no. Cathedral ni position a shifted about how many times? And ne eye omampeni bosha o she nyankopon. Ghana for kasa say, look, emre ye wo mu sisia no. Enye emre a esese ye kope asori dan bi si ho. And now say, I've been asking myself, say, yes, nyame efie. We are building a cathedral for a so-called homeless God. Say, ye sit down and nyame ene a ye team asomaya. Yankopon wonder as a destitute. Onya bebinda. Inti a matter of priority. O mine na ne hia ne say yenkosi asori dan bi. Ye shifted from ho say Babe ye a tourist site. Yeah. Many Awudu ye chrome Upper West. We share tourist sites are a woho. Any the potential of tourism in that region ya abandon no. Share krobi wo your friend Ulo. Udru ho one renowned slave buyer, your friend Babatu. Nensa Prince ewo ebuomu ya capture. How many Ghanaians know? Who is paying attention to these sites? These are things that we can relate. Na enemu be kache say ye the Bible museum bi eba besi Accra. Inti ebe attractive tourists. Ebe redirected tourists for maybe going to Jerusalem and Israel. I say it's the birthplace of Yesu Christo. Na die Ghana. Ye cho Bible Ghana ending any Bible mono. And the Ghana see a biblical museum. Ama nkofo aba behwe. Look, number one, my observation about this whole project is the kind of even division amongst the board of trustees no, is so glaring. This is a cathedral in Peninfor, Ewoho. I say, you're saying you're pen.
No more talking about Reverend Kusi.
Oh, my brother, I am.
I
have told you my issues with the cathedral.
I go through a different route.
I know that your controversies are missing many general. And maybe drew a ho. Now my share senior obitimi be ball company nika 2.6 million. A DG loan. You could through me pacho. No, because all kasa ni mitie na and on you no no the host. Nti me pesa obeka masem no me amini the maker. Share the inconsistency. 3 days ago, last Friday, I was listening to Dr. Joyce I on another platform. All kase onim the cost of seed money buying a committee to the cathedral project. You who say Ebebasa, Dr. Dak Heward Mills, Ebeboya Manie say, Emra or take cathedral board mesono. Oboami wow. Programs are na omu ye wo cathedral no. Ediko raise funds no. Organization nankasa nkra no. Edoso. Planning no sika no edoso. Saying the funds are omutimi eco raise from the cathedral. From day one, time I launch a short code. I who say nobody is committing a dime to that short code no. Anka esese e kache aban bibi se hwe. Die ye hia nipa hin na yare wo Ghana ebe kuku omo akoto cathedral mu say ye koja yaresa wo sa cathedral no mu e de ama nipa no. It tells you say the problems are your what as on mine no cathedral no the least. cathedral no the list. The inconsistencies are board member ebe issue statement ene ochina echi you listen to another board member saying on radio somewhere say the way kano enka say ena etie. Thanks to our parliamentarians, for the first time, almost save your mind. The budget. I mean, how? It is just unthinkable. Around this time, say Abain Timi Kase, I mean Cathedral Timi Kase, pay 80 million cedis. Every Abain, Safutoya, struggler, and we are going through the worst times in terms of your economy. Now, Yetimi etna say, Anka ye kwako J taxpayers' money of about 80 million. I say the Kwakusi Cathedral. I think the controversies should be enough, a signal and a message to omu pushy omu fair every critic obia obisa for accountability biano. Also for Timi Jna say ignore the naysayers, ignore the Sambalat, any Tobias no. Nesi asori dino. But unim because koswini na no. The bianida, I believe, sir, some controversies. Nancy me kind of a Blackwa post, honorable a Blackwa poster. Or see what some train document be. A chair say a member of the board of trustees. Yes, secretary to the board no. The documents no. Or alleged say there are even issues with secretary no maternity because. In one document, we use Obafu Fooding as Nemame, and in another document, we use Obafu. Look, we can try and explain away all these issues. I wouldn't begrudge anybody who sought or seeks to mount a spirited defense for Osofo in the name of affidavits, in the name of they also having two names, in the names of they having. Oh please! Oh no! He's not a fair. No.
Sammy, I agree. Sammy, I agree. Sammy, I agree with. I agree with Awudu. It's a jab.
Do you know what?
It's a jab.
Well, you have your view. Express your view and express it without.
Awudu, hold on.
I am not here to defend
generalize.
I don't even know the man. What I'm saying is about the facts available to me. What Ablakwa has propagated. That's what I'm looking at.
Hold on. Sammy,
I'm not here. I don't even know him.
You could have made a general.
I am not even part of it. I don't know the man.
No, hold on. The moment you say that, some people who say they have had a similar.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Asema Americano. Sammy, whatever I said, I didn't say it in a vacuum. Yet them ha.
You just refer to me.
And
I'll show you evidence.
Relax.
Look, yet them ha. They say, Awudu airborne in Como and now born in Krono. I sat here. I listened. My body language. I wasn't there acting as if the Awudu Kano. I disagreed with a lot of things.
Now, why would you refer to me directly? Why? Why would you refer to me directly? Did I do that to you?
Maybe I would relax.
Me kasa. Now it's now.
That's unfair.
Now me kasa. Now it's now. Now me can't say me now. Obo meaning. Now it's now. Now you raise your shoulders. Oh, as if the Americano Sebi. As long as you are going to respond. No.
But to refer to me directly, I don't even know him.
Quietly.
Recently, in meeting, Papa, we did. I don't even know the man. But we are evaluating what Ablakwa has put out.
Let me do what I need to do.
It is not the first deal.
To be, Sammy, hold on. To be fair to Awudu.
You let him go ahead. I am listening to him. I'll respond appropriately.
I think that jab.
You have been so unfair to me. It is an attack on my person.
You could have made a generalized statement because you referenced him.
Okay, sorry, Sebi.
I see the man who bought me Pabi said me
Bacho. Sammy, let's do the needful and proceed. Let's do the needful and proceed. Let's do the needful and proceed.
Let him go ahead. Let him go ahead.
Say, asema me can say. Asemi ba ye. Nkrofo bebre. Aka say, oh, a normal thing. Na omoano, omudin, eye mienu. Edin we otimi you see waha. Edin we.
Sanko for Mambako. Sanko for Mambako.
Pitankuma.
Ask him how many names does he have. Ask him.
I say me okay. Mommy.
Even his company, how many names does he have? Sometimes you should be very careful what we say.
Yeah. Sammy, we all know Peter Nkoma. Those are external conversations. Yes, I know.
And you know, a buying communicators are almost and same way. In the last few days, am I who in Crawford Dimpoa, and she shall come be brave. In Crawford be and Awudu can attest to that. I say me buy in Crawford be brave, and you mudin be brave, usha social media. In Crawford abubo edia omudin na a shadakam. And they are saying, say, based on all these things, no, look, we shouldn't crucify the man. And okay. I agree to an extent. I say, no, according to charge. But you see, I would also not sit here and say, because of all the permutations and the projections, any mathematics, and for you say, okay, what if passport we or register and then unyano and then it makes all these things right, sure? Or serve on a board, a buying seeker has been committed to the activities of this board. If there are questions about Nijumedie OD, and Nasa and Krata Sembi OD, look, we shouldn't just rubbish what Okujato is saying by trying to say, and even as we sat here, Awudu and Kasaka say, Onimpo say, if the man had sworn an affidavit on those names, and now say it was even appropriate for him to be using those names. Until why are we all descending into these conjectures? That is why I said, media, maybe person me be deal directly with Sir Edin Asemiwe, NOUC Edin Way, and me can say Okudeto's latest revelation or the two social media. I say, software no documents no, mami phone you din a womb. I would born the minimum say, no, as if, and also yeah, another matter, and weighty, a trivial matter. Until America say, no, be a bit me aka. Oh,
so that's why you attacked me. Because
I haven't attacked you. Hold on one second. Me attack you. Hold on one second, mami. Me attack you.
How do you say? Wrestling,
salvation.
I saw you be the misbehaving. Number good damage is out here. Anyway, you see 2 minutes, never wrap up. I would
so no way.
2 minutes, never wrap up.
Let me say, state on record. Say, may discuss here. No, as for cathedral and matters about cathedral, those are issues to be discussed. That one, I am not against anybody discussing, because these are, if you pump state money into a project, you must call for accountability. Anybody who calls for accountability, I have no problem. But the issue on hand is about, may start here, about the allegations against Reverend Kusi Wating. And I'm saying that I don't know the man. Me name no, until recently. I never knew him. But I am looking based on issues now putting out. And so let's analyze the issues and leave the person personality out, whether these things are possible. That is why I started myself as an example. And sometimes, some even to the extent that somebody will say that even in some of his write-ups, if you are maybe I am Awudu Mahama Wanwala, and if the name is Mahama Awudu Wanwala, that's a different name. How can that be? Just arrangement. So that's the issue I'm talking about. I'm not talking about cathedral. Cathedral there, if there are issues with cathedral in Nema, I have no problem with anybody questioning the expenditures in Nema. I have no problem. Because at this material moment, Obianim a year womb. Trouble is a year womb. And if you look at budget now, they call parliament, Samikaye, the 80 million Ghana cedis, you know. It was not shut down by only one. The whole House, Parliament, both sides, at this material moment, it was not prudent. And the money was, I think, realigned, reallocated to other sectors. That was what happened. That is not why I'm discussing. As for cathedral matters, in principle, beginner of cathedral, I am not against cathedral. But if you are using money, it was supposed to be sponsored privately and all that. Government talked about seed money. And Sami was talking about, say, Madam Joyce, I say she doesn't know how much seed money government is giving. But that is a fact. She's not part of government. Government has not told us how much seed money they will give. The government hasn't. So you cannot blame the lady for saying she doesn't know.
So they are building blindly.
Oh, Sammy, you are talking of seed money. The woman answered a specific question, whether she knows how much seed money. Also, because government has not told them. So you cannot question the woman. When I sit on this platform,
for 6 years, you know,
when I sit on this platform, you know my stance. I will try as much as possible not to enjoy reputation of people when I don't have full facts. That's has always been my stance. That's why when I sit here and somebody attacks somebody that, if no matter what, I don't like attacking people when I don't know the full facts. That's the only reason why it appears that I'm defending the man. Because if you impute criminality and you don't have all the facts, it means that you are enjoying the reputation of the person, especially when you have sent the matter to Shiraj for investigation.
All right.
That's my point.
Yembra Debt Exchange Program.
Okay.
Some media wouldn't started the initial conversation. Okay. No problem.
Mr. starting now on-site attacking me.
Or the audience started. So far, Debt Exchange Program, and I pay Attorney General, I say engagement, cooperation is the way to go.
See, I don't know who is supposed to engage these people. You know, when it came to e-levy, there was a similar problem of engagement. Lack of engagement, amount for can. Eventually, when it came to the point, they said, e-levy, the Minister of Finance did not agree. They insisted, they pass 1.5. After fights throwing us the war parliament, you are approving 1.5, Where did it land? The thing was a failure. Now we have come back to 1%, amount for suggestion, There was no consultation, e-levy flopped. Now you come to this debt exchange program. Mena Mama Oscar, with expectations of Obama interest. Now, Ope say, Unwachro, also won't mean ye interest, won't mean ma, Uberi said, Meniama now. Now you go and announce the thing without consulting me. How can that be? If the people involved, people affected, you don't consult them well, this is what is bound to happen. And this is what has happened. Mr. Consultation in this whole process has been very poor. It has been very poor, and the people responsible for it, especially led by Finance Minister, I think they need to up their game. Because this is not the first time. Now, about this debt exchange, I say, board level, IMF engagement, we can only get the board level approval if this thing goes successfully. It is getting clear, we may say, even if they sign to it, if you don't take care, our financial sector will crash. Metier Dr. Kwabena Dufo, what it will do to insurance, even insurance industry. Because who do seek a insurance company, no, they will seek a common more. Share some bonds, because it is proved that government bonds and securities are secured. The whole day risk free. That's where everybody bank for Odo Sika Crack or to banga. At the end of the year, now my interest savings maybe 2% to be. No more mark or G 20-something%. No more CCU. That's the system we have been running. I say all this that we have come to this level because government itself has been a problem over the years. When I say government, because these bond issues in us are today, any treasury bills here, Sammy. Ode sha omo ye dede nyina so middle class na nyina how many bebre na do musika akọ share bonds in nema bebre millions of Ghana cedis omo ahe na say they are putting up a small factory to employ people because they've seen some free money somewhere aban so anya free money say oh scan da ho mamenji Where on earth will you just go and place your money, dump your money at the end of the year? Now your amount maybe 90 days and now 182 days treasury bills. Now your amount 20%, 30%. Where does this happen? You go and collect money. People have enjoyed this free money for virtually free money for all these years. They have enjoyed. Now the economy is collapsing. They are resisting. Say, free money, you can no longer give to them.
Why do you describe it as free money?
Oh,
how do?
You see, I don't blame the bondholders. I'm blaming governments, because this is why. Because they need money in term. Oh, treasury bills, 182 T-bills, the treasury bills, not percentage boom. We are all discuss no amount interest. Government itself doesn't care whether it increasing the debt profile of the country, the state. One immediate, we do know we are still issuing treasury bills. Bonds, obia the bond, only at the end of the year. Now, man, maybe 20%, 30%. So, I mean, where does this thing happen? And how are we investing the money? Because the bondholders or more investing in this, say, look, this is secured. At the end of the day, major interest, but that's one thing about investment. There are days say, when investment to make a year, there are days your investment will go bad. That's one thing they must also understand. If you do investment, it could go well, it could go bad. That's something they understand. Having said that, I think government should look at the effect of this debt restructuring or debt exchange program. Many people have said, oh yeah, it will collapse the banking sector, the financial sector, including the insurance sector. So government will have to relook at it and see whether agreement in the IMF, we can renegotiate on this debt restructuring matter. If we cannot, we should also have to look whether 3 billion now issue. We are talking of not just 3 billion. People are saying it's not just the 3 billion, but credibility in the amount, because it gives you credibility in the confidence of them in the market. Are these things, the 3 billion, any confidence and credibility? No, will they be able to make up if we are to lose? If our financial sector is crashing, will it be able to do that? So we look at IMF a year, any credibility, any confidence in how much are we getting? And if we do the debt exchange program, how much would the state lose? The banks, insurance sector, we just oppose these two and look at the best option way forward. And yes, sir, say a IMF program, not say a banking sector collapse here. How is the economy going to pick up? If the financial sector collapses, how is it going to pick up? So government will have to look at, the Minister of Finance will have to look with the two options. Is it important to say, or is it necessary to say, any IMF to look at the conditions are more demanding before they will grant us the 3 billion? Whether it will kneel to the benefit of this country. If it will not, then we'll have to look at renegotiate the whole thing. Right. Others are talking of debt cancellation and in Myanmar. And it was also a economic forum, Davos. Some NGOs, international aid agencies, they are proposing the cancellations of from some distressed developing countries. I think we should also be looking at that. Right. Even though almost say CCSR, no, it's not easy to come back.
5 minutes, yeah. Awudu. Sammy, my 5 minutes never born it up. Oh, Ebenezer. 5 minutes.
I can't 5 minutes, bro.
Okay. They say
yeah, all clear truth. I would back as all clear truth.
Oh, I've decided to ignore him. Attacking me personally as if Peter will hear what you have done to me today.
Yeah. So the kind of debt exchange program. It is simple. I buy baby Edruno, you want me bonim.
Scan you
into restructuring. As a central full seeker, Omudi at home, ye pequin bia, ye boyansa, irasa sikenum. Look, this is It's very simple. All the euphemisms about debt exchange and all these things, no. Near a wahwa ni say, usika odi akoto ho a aban ayusi sika no, e de abɔ ne ho bra no. Enne saa sika no 2023 unya ho hwe nsihu bia emba. Na efi 2024 ekono ubenya 5% and later on 10%. Eno eni de ekom. Sami na yebisa ye ho nso say aban pushi ese because look last year okay budget na buy and say aban say all its the revenue targets na yentimi enya sika na say ye hwehwe na government epeki hope so much on the e-levy and also ankosi aga nti uhwa aban ankasa sese no or suso ase eniema ekoboni nti need last hope any say amanfo sika oh but one argument eya na eto bibia mehwe na aban kasamafo eka eya na yemi hu eti say people have been so lazy I say they found government security, you know, the surest way, and I said the safest way. Unia, motorway, ekwan yi da ho. I say ubetwem, na say overpass bi, ewo motorway ni so a ubetwa kwan nim. Everybody, human there, your aversion to risk, no. Obi anim, na say baby wo ho, na say risk na wo ho no, eye minimal or even non-existent. Adenti na me mfa misika enkoto ho na me ntwen se enhyehyɛ a aban ne me akono ye bedi sa enhyehyɛ ne so same ye kemfo ni na ye bisa ye ho se aban na o kire ye se emra ewo mu ye mreboni no has the government been frugal enough with the state's resources ana because hwe eto bibia o chimensa agi ade afiri mi nchem no ankama yenhu se wonso what show commitment bi se hwe baby aye dru no ye twitwitwa ne ma bi so Tanzania try sa e-levy bi a anye yie no omugya ye no na aban ba betena se no o say ye cut it down on government expenditure sana yetimi raise sika from other sources na yembisa ye ho say is it the same case with us? Ya bob besia, and now maybe Edruni said we can't go out there to borrow again because institutions ni baby borrow ni na oma heji oma peja omo interest no to a level se Ghana nkwa ekoto sa bonds and sa security na interest da ho no yentimi ntua because already nankasa no ye car ye did dada no ye struggle ese ye betua eno antina ye tumeka akọ IMF which as a mind aban bi e beba abaye ti say a cyclical thing ese I just say IMF e dia ba begina ye so say se ne musifa di musika fa no munhwe ni ye enye sa mo ho be kire mo enti from one IMF program to the other ye manu all the names policy credibility balance of their ben nini na ni say ye ko institution bi ho ama na be kire the international market say hwe nkofo no ye kita omumu nti sika no omugi a omumfa enkonko num ti omu de beye eniema a ebe kire say ombetimi atua muka no back hwe me momu de anka ekwan nti na yenuanum NDC for yi kasa de on this matter na maybe say okay what alternatives na nka omo de ebebra say instead of say ye beye sa restructuring which even Mahama talked about it long ago say na it was one of the proposals I will make you say maybe I do no I just said debt restructuring this government decides to call it a debt exchange program okay now all the NDC MPs are omuye opposed to sa debt exchange no anka ye bisa ye ho say edien na mo be propose ama aban in these times because I say of asinanchi kro unua say when mie kro na wo fa asinanchi etu umia kro no so a ɔse ɛyɛ ne ya nti se say no kosi enkosi koda nso enkoda nti yɛnhwɛ but I believe say eni ni na echi no asodie bi ɛda aban so aban kyerɛ yɛ sɛ baka sɛ wi o nti wo se 5 minutes nti waka sɛ wi de emane nka bibia bi emane nka bibia
but
there be no be
Awudu we 10 seconds
10
seconds me time na so wi am be really credit
na ya bisa say ebusia bebrebe we've asked this of many governments ebusia bebrebe aban there na odi. Look, I think it's about time we all, journalists, parliament, public assurance committee, begin to ask. On say, Busian Biana has what he's going to use our money for. Approve a BIA or parliament BIA is for a purpose. We should be asking whether, so we should stop asking, say, we should be asking whether we have approved 20 million Ghana cedis for Tema motorway project. Has the 20 million been used for Tema motorway project? We have approved 50 million to buy cocoa beans. Have we used the money to buy cocoa beans? This is how we put government in check. This is accountability. We should not just say busia, busia, busia. The fact of the matter in this country is that the money we generate as tax revenue can not even pay our salaries in the year. All of it goes into our salaries, recurrent expenditure. We borrow. Governments will always have to borrow to do capital expenditure. So we should be asking, who parliament not say who approve 20 million to do Malang Kaswa Road? Have you used the 20 million to do that road? That is how you do accountability. We should not be asking, yeah, this can I
you differentiate your political prone projects and na yehwe economic friendly projects
senkamo ye din na mo ye say mo national development planning commission bobo ma yo moduma enka
if you have a country that every 4 years government presents manifesto when they tell you manifesto what do you expect manifesto we should throw away manifestos and look at that
yo yeah the be see anum say ni ada omanfo ase